Hey everybody, welcome back to Speak. We are now in assignment 16, and I'm going to say this is probably one of the most important assignments we're going to do. Why? Because we're going to hear the story. She's finally going to let us know through her thoughts. She's not going to tell anybody, unfortunately. We haven't gotten that good yet, or that close to helping her. But the first thing she needs to do is to think about it, to stop trying to hide from her what happened, because it did happen, and hiding from it doesn't get rid of it. In fact, it makes it worse. So she has to accept that it happened, then tell somebody, then move on, and then hopefully begin to heal. So let's see what happens. So assignment 16, hugely important. Please pay close attention. Obviously, you know the deal. Make sure you're doing all your vocabulary, defining your words, doing your sentences, answering all the questions correctly, of course. And then, of course, when it comes to your open-ended essays, there's several to choose from. Make sure you pick one, the best one that you like. Make sure you give details from your life and the book. And thank you very much. Let's go. So the 4 parts that we're reading for assignment number 16 are snow day, school as usual, stupid, a night to remember. That's the important part, a night to remember, and my report card. And when you hear her say a night to remember, it sounds like a good way. It's not. It is a night to remember, but not in a good way. And why is it, by the way? That might even be one of my questions. I haven't looked at them yet, but why is it that we always seem to remember our harder or our bad memories more than we do our good memories? They just stick with us more because they have more of an effect on us emotionally. And I don't know. That's for you to answer if it is a question, or think about it if it isn't. So let's go. Snow day, school as usual. We had 8 inches of snow last night. In any other part of the country, that would mean a snow day. Not in Syracuse. We never get snow days. It snows an inch in South Carolina, everything shuts down, and they get on the 6 o'clock news. In our district, they plow early and often and put chains on the bus tires. Hairwoman tells us they canceled school for a whole week back in the 70s because of the energy crisis. It was wicked cold and would have cost too much to heat the school. She looks wistful. Wistful, 1-point vocab word. She blows her nose loudly and pops another smelly green cough drop. The wind blasts a snowdrift against the window. Our teachers need a snow day. They look unusually pale. The men aren't shaving carefully, and the women never remove their boots. They suffer some sort of teacher flu. Their noses drip, their throats gum up, their eyes are rimmed with red. They come to school long enough to infect the staff room, then go home sick when the sub shows up. Hairwoman, open your books now. Who can tell me what snow symbolized to Hawthorne? Class, groan. Hawthorne wanted snow to symbolize cold. That's what I think. Cold and silence. Nothing quieter than snow. The sky screams to deliver it, 100 banshees flying on the edge of the blizzard. But once the snow covers the ground, it hushes as still as my heart. Now, that's actually a really good answer. Of course, she didn't tell the teacher because that would require speaking. But it's interesting also for her because she said snow symbolizes cold and silence. That's interesting for her because that's how she lives, silent. Right, stupid. I sneak into my closet after school because I can't face the idea of riding home on a bus full of sweaty, smiling teeth sucking up my oxygen. I say hello to my poster of Maya and my cubist tree. My turkey bone sculpture has fallen down again. I prop it on the shelf next to the mirror. It slides back down and lies flat. I leave it there and curl up in my chair. The closet is warm and I'm ready for a nap. I've been having trouble sleeping at home. I wake up because the covers are on the floor or because I'm standing at the kitchen door trying to get out. It feels safer in my little hideaway. I doze off. This is the second time now she's mentioned that she cannot sleep at home or she's having a problem. Look at this. Been having trouble sleeping at home. I wake up because the covers are on the floor. So why is she throwing the covers off her? She doesn't like to be covered by anything or held down by anything, even a blanket or a sheet. Interesting. Or because she's standing at the kitchen door trying to get out. So she's also sleepwalking and trying to leave her home. Interesting. Where are her parents in all of this? Honey, I heard you walking around last night. What happened? I mean, what's going on there that they don't ask her questions about this? And by the way, can you tell when somebody's not sleeping well? Absolutely. It shows on their face, in their attitude, in their aura, in their mood. I wake to the sound of girls screaming, "Be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive." For a minute there, I think that I've tripped in the land of the truly insane. But then a crowd roars. It's a basketball game, last game of the season. I check my watch, 8:45. I've been asleep for hours. OMG, she went and fell asleep in her closet for 5-6 hours since after school till now. What's up with that? It's really indicative of a problem. And where's her parents? Where are you? I mean, do they even know that she's not home or care? That's the question. Do they care? I grab my backpack and fly down the hall. The noise of the gym pulls me in. I stand by the door for the last minute of the game. The crowd chants down the last seconds like it's New Year's Eve, then explodes from the stands like angry hornets at the sound of the buzzer. We won, beating the Coatesville Cougars 51-50. The cheerleaders weep. The coaches embrace. I get caught up in the excitement and clap like a little girl. This is my mistake, thinking I belong. I should have bolted for home immediately, but I don't. I hang around. I want to be a part of it all. David Petrakis pushes toward the doors. And by the way, is there anything wrong with her wanting to be a part of her high school, of the crowd, of the kids, of the fun? No, that's the point. But why does she feel so wrong about being part of it all? Because of what happened to her, because it's destroying her on the inside, not allowing her to be a normal person, not allowing her to be happy. David Petrakis pushes toward the doors in the middle of a group of friends. He sees me looking at him and detaches himself from his pod. David, Melinda, where were you sitting? Did you see that last shot? Unbelievable. Unbefreaking-leavable. He dribbles an imaginary ball on the ground, fakes left, right, then pulls up for a shot. David should stick to human rights abuses. He goes on and on, a loose ball racing downhill. To hear him talk, you'd think they just won the NBA championship. Then he invites me back to his house for celebratory pizza. David, come on, Mel. You got to come with us. My dad told me to bring anyone I wanted. We can give you a ride home after you want. It'll be fun. You do remember fun, don't you? Nope. I don't do parties. No thanks. I tried at excuses, homework, strict parents, tuba practice, late night dentist appointment, have to feed the warthogs. I don't have a good track record with parties. David doesn't bother to analyze my reluctance. If you were a girl, maybe you would have pleaded or whined more. Guys don't do that. Yes, no, stay, go, suit yourself. See you Monday. I think it's some kind of psychiatric disorder when you have more than one personality in your head. Actually, that is schizophrenia. So she's now going to talk to herself about the fact that she has two different personalities in her head. One, telling her to go to this party. It'll be fun. David's parents are there. David's a good dude. Nothing will happen to you there. And then two, the other personality saying, don't go, can't trust anybody, especially boys. That's what it feels like when I walk home. The two Melindas fight every step of the way. Melinda 1 is pissed that she couldn't go to the party. Melinda 1, get a life. It was just pizza. He wasn't going to try anything. His parents were going to be there. You worry too much. You're never going to let us have any fun, are you? You're going to turn into one of those weird old ladies who's 100 cats and calls the cops when kids cut across her backyard. I can't stand you. Melinda 2 waits for 1 to finish her tantrum. 2 carefully watches the bushes along the sidewalk for a lurking boogeyman or worse. Melinda 2, the world is a dangerous place. You don't know what would have happened. What if he was just saying his parents were going to be there? He could have been lying. You can never tell when people are lying. Assume the worst. Plan for disaster. Now hurry up and get us home. I don't like it out here. It's too dark. If I kick both of them out of my head, who would be left? A night to remember. I can't sleep after the game. Again. I spend a couple of hours tuning AM radio to the weird bounces of night. I listen to Jabber Jabber from Quebec, a farm report from Minnesota, and a country station in Nashville. I crawl out my window onto the porch roof and wrap myself in all my blankets. A fat white seed sleeps in the sky. Slush is frozen over. People say that winter lasts forever, but it's because they obsess over the thermometer. North in the mountains, the maple syrup is trickling. Brave geese punch through the thin ice on the lake. Underground, pale seas roll over in their sleep, starting to get restless, starting to dream green. The moon looked closer back in August. Rachel got us to the end of summer party, a cheerleader party with beer and seniors and music. She blackmailed her brother, Jimmy, to drive us. We were all sleeping over at Rachel's house. Her mother thought Jimmy was taking us roller skating. It was at a farm a couple miles from our development. The kegs were in the barn where the speakers were set up. Most people hung at the edge of the lights. They looked like models in a blue jeans ad. Thin, 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 big lips, big earrings, white smiles. I felt like such a little kid. Rachel found a way to fit in, of course. She knew a lot of people because of Jimmy. I tasted a beer. It was worse than cough medicine. I gulped it down. Another beer and one more, then I worried I would throw up. I walked out of the crowd toward the woods. The moon shone on the leaves. I could see the lights like stars strung in the pines. Somebody giggled, hidden behind the dark, quiet boy-girl whispers. I couldn't see them. A step behind me, a senior. And then he was talking to me, flirting with me. This gorgeous cover model guy. His hair was way better than mine. His every inch a tanned muscle, and he had straight white teeth, flirting with me. Where was Rachel? She had to see this. Greek God, where did you come from? You're too beautiful to hide in the dark. Come dance with me. He took my hand and pulled me close to him. I breathed in cologne and beer and something I couldn't identify. I fit in against his body perfectly, my head level with his shoulder. I was a little dizzy. I laid my cheek on his chest. So what is she dizzy from? It's both the fact that she's being, flirted with by this senior, so she feels, older and more mature, but also because she drank those beers. She drank them very fast. She shouldn't be drinking anyway. She's never drank before. She's too young. She doesn't know how it's going to affect her. She did it, so now she's feeling it and it's affecting her. I laid my cheek on his chest. He wrapped one arm around my back. His other hand slid down to my butt. I thought that was a little rude, but my tongue was thick with beer and I couldn't figure out how to tell him to slow down. The music was sweet. This was what high school was supposed to feel like. Where was Rachel? She had to see this. So right now, she still thinks that everything is okay. Although she does understand that when he touched her on her butt, that she understood that that was wrong. And she does not know how to stop him. It's the beer. It's the moment. She doesn't see what's happening. Or, you know what? She doesn't know what's about to happen. And how could she? This is awful. He tilted my face up to his. He kissed me. Man kiss. Hard, sweet, and deep. Nearly knocked me off my feet, that kiss. And I thought for just a minute there that I had a boyfriend. I would start high school with a boyfriend, older and stronger and ready to watch out for me. He kissed me again. His teeth ground hard against my lips. It was hard to breathe. A cloud cloaked the moon. Shadows looked like photo negatives. Oh, crap. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. I just lost my spot. Hold on a second. It's right here. Hold on. Hold on. I apologize. Shadows look like photo negatives. Do you want to? He asked. What did he say? I didn't answer. I didn't know. I didn't speak. We were on the ground. When did that happen? No, I did not like this. I was on the ground and he was on top of me. My lips mumble something about leaving, about a friend who needs me, about my parents worrying. I can hear myself. I'm mumbling like a deranged drunk. His lips lock on mine and I can't say anything. I twist my head away. So at this point, is she saying no? Yes, but quietly, right? Because she's a little bit drunk and she's a little bit confused. Is he wrong? Absolutely. She's just starting to realize what's happening. There's a boulder on me. I'm sorry. I'm mumbling like a deranged drunk. His lips lock on mine and I can't say anything. I twist my head away. So she's clearly trying to get away from him. He is so heavy. There's a boulder on me. I open my mouth to breathe, to scream, and his hand covers it. Okay, so he now knows that she doesn't want her. He knew it before. He didn't care. And she opens her mouth to scream, and he covers her mouth. In my head, my voice is clear as a bell. No, I don't want to, but I can't spit it out. I'm trying to remember how we got on the ground and where the moon went, and wham, shirt up, shorts down, and the ground smells wet and dark. And no, I'm not really here. I'm definitely back at Rachel's, crimping my hair and gluing on fake nails, and he smells like beer and mean, and he hurts me. He hurts me. He hurts me. And gets up and zips his jeans and smiles. The next thing I saw was the telephone. I stood in the middle of a drunken crowd and I called 911 because I needed help. All those visits from Officer Friendly in second grade paid off. A lady answered the phone. Police, state your emergency. And I saw my face in the window over the kitchen sink, and no words came out of my mouth. Who was that girl? I'd never seen her before. Tears oozed down my face, over my bruised lips, from him holding her mouth down and probably hitting her, pulling on the handset. It's okay, said the nice lady on the phone. We have your location. Officers are on the way. Are you hurt? Are you being threatened? Someone grabbed the phone from my hands and listened. A scream. The cops were coming. Blue and cherry lights flashing in the kitchen sink window. Rachel's face so angry in mine. Someone slapped me. Now, Rachel's face angry in hers because she called the cops. Not, hun, friend, what happened? Are you okay? Oh my God, why are you bleeding? What's wrong with your face? Why are you crying? Why are your lips puffy? No. Someone slapped her. By the way, who slapped her? Was it Rachel? I don't know. I crawled out of the room through a forest of legs. Outside, the moon smiled goodbye and slipped away. I walked home to an empty house without a word. It is in August. The moon is asleep, and I'm sitting on my porch roof like a frozen gargoyle, wondering if the sun is going to blow off the world today and sleep in. There is blood on the snow. I bit my lip clear through. Guys and gals, one thing to bite your lip so that it just, you get a little cut in there, but to bite your lip clean through, it needs stitches. That's how bad the memory was. She didn't even know she did it while she was thinking about it. Think about how much pain that is, but she doesn't even recognize it because the pain of the memory is even worse than that. OMG. It needs stitches. Mom will be late again. I hate winter. I've lived in Syracuse my whole life and I hate winter. It starts too early and it ends too late. No one likes it. Why does anyone stay here? Social life F. My report card. Social life F. Lunch D. Clothes F. Social studies F. Biology D+. English D+. Spanish D. Algebra F. Gym D. Art. Hey, look at that. It's even worse than it was before. I mean, we're not counting the social life and lunch. She gave her the F and the D, and the clothes as well. But look at her grades now. F, D plus, D plus, D, F, D, and of course the A and art. She's failing or almost failing every class except for art. Even English, which she was doing well in before. Even biology, which she was doing well in before. What does that show us? That this is actually now, before it was bothering her, but now it's destroying her. And the longer she waits to tell somebody, the worse it's going to be. What is going to happen to this poor girl? Now that we know what happened, let's hope that she tells somebody so that they know what happened. Why? 2 reasons. She needs help. And 2, Andy Evans is still out there in the school. Heck, he's dating her ex-best friend, Rachel. He's taking her to the prom, for crying out loud. What's going to happen then? Guys, everybody have a fantastic day. Thank you very much.